For your watchers, tell me who you are and what it is that you do.
My name's Robert Keepsey. I'm the owner of Evolutions to Recovery. I own Sober Living in South Philadelphia, and I'm just trying to help people that are coming out of treatment.
Evolution to Recovery. Where did the title of the program come from? Why did you settle on that name?
The reason why I said, really how I got the name is I was sitting in a recovery house room with my clients, and I'm pretty sure somehow you're going to ask me about like my program and how I interact with my clients, but I was going over different names and stuff like that, and just listening to stuff, and people kept saying like beginnings do beginnings. I already knew that, and I thought, well, the beginning of time, evolution, and then to recovery. So the beginning of the start to your journey in the life of being sober without drugs and alcohol.
How many years has this been in production?
Probably like 4 years, 4.5 years, I think, longer maybe. I'm not really sure, but it had two different names, the program too. I actually had a partner, and things went wrong with that. So when things went wrong with that, I actually had to restart. That's how I came up with the name for Evolutions to Recovery.
So before we get into the demographics of the program, I'd like to get to know you a little bit more, and so for the watchers. Can you give me some insight into what life was like before the program?
Just a normal life, really. Pretty much what it was is like I was going around in South Philly. I knew a couple people in recovery houses. I knew what they were doing. I was helping out, helping them with their programs and stuff because I wanted to interact. I'm actually a home group member for South Philadelphia group, and I basically was in I'm in AA myself, so I'm coming up on 10 years soon. So I wanted to be more involved, and then I had the thought, why don't I try to open up Sober Living also?
Is that your way to giving back?
It's 100% my way of giving back, and the reason why I want to give back is because, of course, I suffer from drugs and alcohol, and my whole entire family suffered from drugs and alcohol, and I lost I lost my whole family to drugs and alcohol, and behind the whole point of like living in the city and where we grew up. I grew up in North Philly, Kensington area, and everybody got attacked by drugs and alcohol. A lot of people lost their family members, and so did I also, to the disease of addiction. So it was I have a heavy heart because of it. So like I actually wanted to do something and try to make a change even a little bit if I can. So that's
How many houses do you have?
I have 6 houses right now.
Do you plan on expanding, opening more?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Yeah, I actually am expanding soon. Within the next 4 months, I'll have another 4 houses.
Word of mouth says your program has a developing structure and revolving open door policy, meaning that your program is open to suggestions on how it can improve and be at the forefront compared to other competitors. Do you feel like you have competition?
I wouldn't call it competition. I feel there's a lot of recovery houses though out there, and as far as competition goes, I mean, I stand by, like I heard you say something about structure, I believe, in that question.
Mm-hmm. Can you elaborate on that for me?
What part? The structure?
Structure, yeah.
Well, the thing is you asked about the competition. The competition, I really don't look at anybody as competition. I just look at what I'm doing and try to, pay attention to what I'm doing. And then you're asking me about the structure also is, like, I put a video up yesterday on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And I took the video down because in the video I said about, like, I don't have a committee and people that support, like, behind me, like, sticking up for me and this and that, which is untrue. So I hurry up and I deleted the video because of that, because I actually do. Obviously, you see the shirt I have on. I do have a lot of support, and I have tons of other support as well, but as far as Never Surrender Hope goes, they do stand behind me, and I felt bad even putting that video up, and once I noticed that I said it in the video, I did take it down, only because, like, I don't want nobody to get the wrong idea, and I want people to know that they do support me, and they support tons of other people and other programs, and that's where the competition thing comes in. There is a lot of great programs out there, and with structure, so you want me to elaborate on the structure you asked me?
Mm-hmm.
I believe my structure is phenomenal, and it's not, I don't take all that credit. I'm only one person, so when you say structure, like I give all the credit to the people that are helping me. Because without the people helping me, I wouldn't be nothing. And having dedication and all these people that are sober and trying to step up to the plate and make sure that, they're living right for their recovery. That's what's most important.
Mm-hmm.
So, like structure comes from accountability, and stuff like that. Like like I could go deep into my structure. Is that what you want me to do and actually say? Like you're asking me what my structure is, basically?
Yeah.
All right, so out of the 6 houses, though, like I have general managers. I have 4 general managers. So I have 4 general managers, and every house has a manager and an assistant manager, and then somebody always steps up into the chore monitor to make sure things are clean. We make sure the rooms are clean, all the chores are being done, right. There's a GI. People get random urines. They have to sign in and out. They have to go to mandatory meetings. That's a guarantee because we want them to get better and actually have recovery in their life. Get a sponsor. Have a home group. We check. We make sure. We ask them on the refrigerator. They put their sponsors' names on there. There's a chore list on there. There's a lot of structure. Like right now I have 210 urines. Something like that, give or take. There might be less now because that was like a week ago that I had that many. We're always random urinating people. If they relapse, structure comes in this way too for thereafter. If somebody makes a mistake, this is recovery. So we're not like, yo, you're a loser. You relapsed, you beat it. Like you got to refer them out. You got to try to make sure that they're trying to, get help. Go to a detox, go to rehab again. If they do the right thing, they could come back. Sometimes people stay away for a while and they still come back, but they have to come back with a clean urine. Even when people come from treatment, here goes more structure. Like they have to be urine right away. I want to know what's in their system. You never know. They could have been using something in rehab. So we want to hold everybody accountable like my program holds me accountable. I also have a manager's meeting every week, and I have a program meeting. So with the manager, the reason why I have a manager's meeting is obviously to get an update on what's going on, and the general managers are there also, but it's to see if like people are isolating, if they're like keeping to themselves, if somebody's angry or aggravated. Like I just might go there and talk to them.
Doing the right thing.
Yeah, like and just talk to them because we are dealing with people that are learning how to deal with their character defects. It ain't like they're supposed to be better overnight, like a snap of a finger. It don't work that way. So these people have to be worked with, and that's where my accountability comes from. Is to be there and actually like to talk to these people and see what's going on with them and see what's up. And my general managers are phenomenal at it too, though, because they're around a lot too. Like I said, I'm not a one-man army. There's a lot of people, and I take their input. So it's very important that everybody communicates and stuff like that.
So do you believe a program needs structure in order to succeed?
I feel that's why in that video that I did post yesterday that I took down, I told you why I took it down, but the reason why I made the video was that, like, if you have no structure, you have no program. You just have a house with people pretty much, and it isn't none of my business really, but when people die when there's no structure. And if you have a house with just people trying to get sober, that's like a boarding house. That's like, there got to be rules. There has to be rules because me as an addict, like you asked about too, where I came from, being a member of South Philadelphia AA, and that being my home group, we stand by things, and in recovery we stand by things. Like when I was getting sober, if people didn't tell me how I was doing wrong and there wasn't nothing to follow, like I would have did what I always do, and I would have thought my way was right. And the truth of the matter is, when you're trying to get sober, like everything is not right, and everything that I'm thinking is not right, and I need to have guidance, because if I don't have guidance and structure, like an alcoholic addict, you give them an inch, they take a mile, and with structure comes comfortability too, though. So with all that structure I talked about, I still want people to feel like they're at home and living comfortable. Like, like that's why there's the other stuff that I have. You know what I mean? And I don't really, like, whatever. There's, like I make sure there's Wi-Fi, every premium channel, like all that stuff like that.
Make sure they live comfortably.
Absolutely, because they have to be comfortable after they're done doing what they're doing and feel like they're at home too. And that's where the cleanliness comes in. Like I make sure all my houses are tip top and nice as anything, and the reason why I do that is because I want these clients to come and feel comfortable. Like this ain't like me just saying it, like word of mouth is what it is, and these people love my program, and the reason why is because they're changing their lives around. Like behind the camera right now, I have a guy that's actually asking me these questions because you are changing your life around. You're not doing that for me. None of this is for me. It's for the person to get better and move on with their life and actually have a life without drugs and alcohol taking them down. You know, the disease will always be there. We got to learn how to live with knowing that and still moving forward without a drink or a drug in our body, and that's the hard part. So,
You also have mandatory meetings you require your housemates to go to, right?
absolutely, yes. Definitely. They have to be there unless if they're working that night or something like that, but then we check up on them and make sure that they're going during the day. And that's where the sign in and sign out and accountability and all their numbers are on the refrigerator and stuff like that. Like my program, like isn't super duper special because of nothing. So I don't like, I'm not putting myself on it. Like anybody could do what I do. I said that in the video I took down yesterday too. It all goes back like kind of, because this is all in my mind, you know, like anybody can do what I do, but they can't be lazy. They can't pull up to their house and, you know, just have like a manager come out and get their money and never go to their houses and never do nothing. They can't do that. Like they can't not have urines. Like they can't not have people not going to AA, because then you just got people just sitting stagnant and still, and that's like the disease of addiction will attack the shit out of somebody if they're doing that, and I don't stand for that. And when it's somebody's lives are in jeopardy because of it, I don't stand for that, dude, because people are dying anyway, even if you're doing everything right, you know. And there is a lot of programs out there that do good. There is a lot of programs that are doing the right thing. I'm not talking about that. I'm not even talking about them. I give props to all of them. And I'm glad that they're out there like me trying to fight, you know, help fight with people, like, you know, fight the disease of addiction. But, you know, but you got to stand somewhere. You got to stand for something or fall for anything, they told me. You know, you change your sobriety date will. Like, all these things go into play. Like, so, you know, I don't know. Yeah.
You also offer scholarships for your houses. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yes. So to elaborate on that, like when I split with my partner, and before I even split with my partner, like before that happened, we were taking people no matter what anyway. And then when I split with them, like I advertised what I was already doing, but I was by myself. I was able to make 100%. You know, I was 100% in charge, and I had to make all the decisions myself. And I said that the first two, you know, no intake fee, and the first week was 100% free. Right now, what I do, because it's not so much the same way anymore, which I'll help anybody. A lot of rehabs call me. People have no money, they come. I have a dedicated amount of beds. Like 20% of my beds I will scholarship to help them get on their feet. You know, and even to go into that a little more, I also I'm affiliated with a whole bunch of different temp services. So when they come, if they have proper identification, I can help them get jobs. So it ain't like, yo, all right, so I sound good to a rehab, I'm taking you with no money, but in a week you're screwed, beat it. So there has to be something in place to help these people get on their feet. So when they come, you know, and they have proper identification, and I'm doing that for them because somebody did it for me and helped me out, that's why I do it too. But they have an opportunity to get a job, and then they can look for another job, and they can build up from there and have a life for themselves and be able to, you know. I also encourage people to get bank accounts, not because because it's just a normal thing to do in life. Like, you know, I have people behind this camera too, and they're just watching me, like, you know, so it's a little weird. But yeah, but so I do, and the reason why I'm doing this video also is because people ask me, yo, can we do an interview with you and ask you any questions that we want to ask you? And I said yes. So right now I'm a little uncomfortable, but I am asking the questions, and I have no idea what's coming. So I'm trying to answer it the best I can.
What do you think your strengths in the program are for the houses? What are you trying to work on to build up?
To build up the program better?
Yeah. Compared to how it is right now. Is there strengths? Is there weaknesses in the program? Things you want to work on, things that you want to build up that are maybe not set in place or that could be better?
Things always could be better in my mind. You know what I mean? That's why when I had the managers meeting, like people, like I always ask, like, does anybody have any ideas that they will, like, you know, of course I take everything into consideration.
Open door policy.
Yeah, like basically the open door. Like I want to hear people's feedback. I want people to be engaged and involved. That's like one of the biggest things. Which always don't happen. I mean, there's sometimes we have a managers meeting and we're like, no, nothing's. We're good. Yeah, all right, let's get out of here. People want to go eat. They're hungry. Their bellies are growling. Whatever. I get it. In my head, though, I'm always, I mean, people that know me well, and I don't ever stop. I run nonstop, and I think nonstop about what I'm doing, and the reason why is because I have people's lives in my hands. And better, always better. What can be better right now? like I said, things always could be better, I imagine, or whatever. But I don't want it to be like a military, like, you know, like, yo, you got to do push-ups now in the morning when you wake up. But things always could be better. And right now, if I had to say anything that was wrong, I don't know about wrong, but like tough to do. Like a lot of things that we do and a lot of rules that we have are tough to upkeep. You know what I mean? So it could get a little. It's a job. It's a job, a nonstop job, and it takes a strong person to be able to do it, and it takes a lot of strong people under them to help out. Like I would never be able to do this without my team, and that's the truth. I give all respect to my people and my team. Without them, I would be nothing, and that's I gotta say. I just gotta say, like all this is. I'm doing the interview right now because you're asking, but without my team, it gets me a little. Without people, I'm nothing. You know what I mean? Because even like how I bring up never surrender hope, like. During COVID, like the phenomenal job they did, like, yeah, I would go up there, but they donated a lot of food. Like a lot of people couldn't work, dude. That people were wondering how to, like, you got to understand, like I lost my partner and then had to build Evolutions to Recovery during COVID with nobody able to pay, and PUA didn't even start. It was tough. It was very tough. So like a lot of people help and a lot of people join in, and that's how we help alcoholics and addicts. Like it ain't me personally. Like I'm not the king of my show. A lot of people view me as that and think I'm cocky and the Angry Rob stuff. I'm Angry Rob, no matter what. I'll never let the name go because I can't. Too many people know me for it. But the truth of the matter is, AA saved my life, dude, and opened my heart up and made me a beautiful person inside and out. And I do treat people with respect.
But you're not the same guy that you once were.
I'm not. And sometimes it's scary to me still, even though I said I'm coming up on 10 years. You're only as good as what you're doing. You know, like we don't run, like even my clients, like I try to teach it, like we don't go through the steps. Oh, done, did it, bang, see you later. Like it's about incorporating all these things into your life and your daily movement and being in the habit of doing them. And for me, that stuff, I'm a human being too, with a lot of responsibility, a ton of it. And I'm willing to take on more and I'm willing to keep going.
You're dealing with a lot of early addicts early on. So they're first time getting sober. How do you... A lot of emotions, a lot of anger abounds. How do you deal with discrimination inside your program with the housemates?
Discrimination as far as like back and forth with each other?
Mm-hmm. Or fights or disagreements or...
Well, in the recovery house world, everybody knows that people are going to argue, you know, over like, oh, yo, my socks are missing, whatever, like crazy stuff. And thanks goes to my management, like my management team, my general managers. Because people are going to do that. They do handle a lot of stuff like that. If it's like little stuff like socks, my milk's gone, stuff like that. But people are going to argue. What I don't stand for, though, is nobody will be aggressive. Nobody will threaten people. There definitely ain't nobody fighting in my program. Nobody will bully anybody. Like, I don't go for that. That's one thing I won't stand for. You will be immediately discharged for any of them behaviors because I don't want nobody to, like, because, you know, there's sometimes... There might be an angry person, but there might be a guy too that's also suffering from like he's nervous. Like, you know, he might have issues to where like he don't feel confident. Like he ain't an arguer. Like, so I don't want nobody yelling down anybody's neck or bullying anybody or stuff like that. Do people argue? Absolutely. Yes. Have I ever gotten an argument? I'll even go as far. Yes, I have gotten an argument with clients and stuff like that. I mean, this is the real world we're dealing with. This is like people be like, oh well, he was yelling. Like, of course I was yelling. Like, the guy got me upset. Like, I'm a human being. But I'll never disrespect anybody. Like, I try to keep it, like, on a professional level at all times, which is, like, I think people are... It's hard to believe for people because they're like, Angry Rob. He yelled. Oh, my God. But really, like, I want these people to know that it's okay to be upset. It is okay to be upset. It is okay to be mad. And it's okay for me to get mad. But at the end of it all, though, we talk. We get through it. We sit the people down. I sit the people down. And we get over it. And we move forward. But sometimes it's not healthy, too, for nobody to argue. You know, if nobody was arguing in the house and it's going for a while, you know, that's when I'm like, yo, you're in the whole house right now. You know, one of them deals because something ain't right, you know. But, yeah, so, you know, we don't want people, though, being aggressive towards other people. That's a guarantee. Like, I won't stand for it, so.
What's motivating you?
What's motivating me?
Mm-hmm.
Like what makes me get up every day or something? Like what motivate? I would say motivation. The motivation comes from I don't want to suffer like I did when I was a kid. Like I don't want to get into my whole life story, but like I was actually like I had no guidance. You know what I mean? And what motivates me is that I don't want people to live obviously how I lived, and I don't want people to suffer like I did. I experienced the same thing all these people are going through. So what motivates me is I don't want other people to die. I obviously am sober because I don't want to die. So and what even motivates me more is I see what I have. Like, I do see what I have, and what I mean by that is, like, I see what I built. I see how it can get better. I see how it can grow and expand. I also see the incredible job again that goes to my managers. Like, this is no bullshit. Like, I can see it though. It makes me happy and proud inside to know that people, out of everybody, I can't save everybody, but there is people changing. Like, to see the change in people's eyes, like when they do go through the steps and they're like, yo, I went through the steps with my sponsor, and I see them going to meetings. They ain't going to just mandatory meetings. They're going to 7 meetings. They're doing the 90 and 90. Then they're getting better. Like, they came in depressed and looking messed up, and then their heart and their eyes widen up. Like, they're doing what they're happy for themselves. Like, they're proud of themselves. They got a job. They do have a bank account. They're doing all kinds of shit that they never even wanted to do. Like, they're seeing their kids again when they couldn't even see. They're able to talk to their mother and father again. Like, all these things are important. You know what I mean? That's what motivates me. And to be able to be a part of something like that, and even if I'm like behind the scenes of it all, somebody telling me, a guy that was a dirtball from Kensington, that was a junkie, loser, because I'm not no more, and I'm proud of myself, to see them do that and look at me and say thank you. Like, dude, ain't nobody thanked me for nothing. I was always trying to take, even if it was thoughts and emotions. Like, these people, it motivates me to know that somebody else's life is changing because of what I'm doing, and the structure I have and all that helps with that. I'm proud of my fucking self. And I know I'm cursing on here, but I'm damn proud of myself.
As you should be.
Thank you.
As you should be. So for the watchers, anything you want to add? Anything you want them to know?
I could be cocky. I'm trying to be as humble as I possibly can. What I would want people to know is this, though, is everybody that does know me is that I'm happy that you are all my life. You know that. And I'm glad all the people that stuck by me and for all the support. I just want people to know that my program is good. Like, without me going, oh, it's the best. Because I can be a little cocky sometimes. I just want people to know that this is no joke. That we're really doing this thing and we're making sure. And when I say we're, is because of, I go back to everybody that's on my team. Dude, we got a phenomenal team. We're doing very good, and I want them to be proud of it too. Also, I want everybody that's watching this to know that I thank you all. They need to know that, without their support and everything like that, dude, I would be nothing. But people nonstop saying them all the time and telling me, yo, you're doing good, you're doing this, your program's that. Word of mouth is the most thing. My program is usually half of my program is full from word of mouth and people coming back. So what I want to thank is I want to thank all the people that even chose to come back to my program, even whatever, because their word of mouth is usually people that were in my program, messed up or moved on, and then have to come back. I had people that actually moved on and didn't relapse and asked to come back because stuff fell apart with their significant other and it didn't work out, so they came back. And I want to thank them for even trusting in me to try to help them again also, or help them no matter what through their journey of recovery. So they help me. This helps me. This all helps me. And this is what's in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, is helping another person actually helps you. So giving away something that was freely given to me actually helps me, because I'm not always in my head. And then when you see the change in another person, it makes you have joy because I turn into a better person. It changed my life around and turned into a better person. So thank you all. And thanks for listening, please. And if you can share this, I don't know where they're going to put it. I guess they'll put it on Evolution to Recovery's website, I hope. And, thank you all for watching.
Thank you.